I'm really starting to see that we're like, as a society, like our train of thought should be questioned a lot more because I feel like, why is this even happening? The irony of it all is just mind boggling. So if you don't wake up to, first of all, but I'm waking up to news that Kanye West has been canceled again. Okay, this time it's for the wireless festival that he had, and it's due, I guess, due in part by the pressure that brands like Pepsi, PayPal, and Diageo, ironically, they feel the need to pull out. I'm assuming to Kanye West's, what is actually going on? I apologize because I'm winging this right now, thinking my mind is racing, thinking about the irony of them trying to act like they have a stronghold on Kanye West. And the people who are in the comments of all these news reports and videos of this whole situation, can y'all tell me why you're actually mad at Kanye West? Because nobody actually can. Nobody is actually giving a real full-fledged like explanation for why they are upset with Kanye West. And it makes absolutely no sense. And don't tell me that it's because he said slavery is it was a choice. Don't tell me it has to do with the fact that the Washington Post or the New York Post, whatever that was, that letter that he pinned to, I guess, Jewish people, like, please don't tell me it's because you felt like that apology, or because he didn't apologize to your community directly. I'm so confused. I'm so confused about this. Like, are we okay? Like, and you know what is so funny? When Kanye West went on that tour, that little interview tour where he touched all of the alternative media platforms like Ben Shapiro, Alex Jones. Like when he went on that little tour, nobody listened, nobody watched those interviews. At the time I had a completely different channel, okay? Not even the one that got banned this last time. I had a completely different channel and I was covering this, and it was so funny to see how, generally speaking, most people did not sit through any of those interviews. The interview he did with Tucker Carlson, who else? There was a few other interviews. It was a whole list of other interviews that he did, but nobody, I could tell it wasn't anybody who actually listens to his music or has been following the situation from the beginning, watched any of those interviews from start to finish. And it's so funny thinking about little tidbits, things that they took as sound bites and tried to create this narrative that he was going crazy again. He's off his meds. Like, that shit is so dismissive. I just did a video situation and I said, stop calling Trump crazy. That is so dismissive. And so, like, not for the sake of like empathizing with Trump or whatever. Like, it's more so from the standpoint of like, stop putting this blanket adjective over situations that are deeper than that. As it relates to Kanye West, it is deeper than that. Everybody missed the whole point of the White Lives Matter thing. And I'm not here to argue your position on that because, again, all of that is perspective. And on top of that, I just want people to, actually, I don't care what you do, but it would make sense for you to kind of like, I'm going to offer you this. I'm going to offer you this. Kanye West is someone who I do like as an artist, so don't think that I'm giving this as a biased opinion. What I am saying is that he has not changed his position as a performer. And if you know anything about performative artistry, not being a recording artist, I'm talking about people who, um, spend their life allowing their life is actually art in motion. Okay, that's kind of like how I'm seeing it. His activism is not the usual route that people would assume. And I think the whole White Lives Matter thing, that was completely taken out of context. That conversation that he had with TMZ was so inflated. And so many people took the opportunity as a way to tear him down further because he was acting in a way that was unusual. He was not responding in the way that was expected for somebody who is of his caliber. And everything was lost on everybody, clearly, because nobody can really tell me that they really understood the performance of White Lives Matter. Now you could say, "Oh my God, him and Candace Owens, they were on." Listen, Candace, just remove her out of the conversation because she used that as a way to ride a certain wave. And I'm not here to say that it was either right or wrong, but she was on a whole nother tip. The White Lives Matter situation was all about contrast. The black and white shirts were all about contrast. Everybody missed the whole point of that. White Lives Matter was said in response to Black Lives Matter, which we all know is a sham, but it started off um as a protest to say that Black Lives Matter too, right? But Kanye West, this is again my opinion. Kanye West came from the standpoint of White Lives Matter to say that another group shouldn't be excluded. And because of that, people thought that he was really only talking about the fact that white lives matter. Come on now, let's be critical thinkers. That's not what he was saying. He was saying that we can't have one conversation without the other. And then that means that as a result of all of that, like we have to just look at this whole situation a whole lot differently because oh God, there's so many things that I want to say in this situation. It's so much to cover, and I probably am going to come back with more of a structured like thought pattern about it because I'm literally running off of like slight adrenaline and anger that like we can be so stupid. So let's just wrap it up really quickly. You mean to tell me that y'all are spending time trying to cancel someone who has been activating a certain emotion in a certain group, and you want to advocate for that group? Why exactly? Are you a part of that group? So even if you are a part of that group, do you still not see the irony of this whole situation? God, this is someone who has been oppressed by a certain system, a very structured system within the music industry. And he did everything in his power, risked everything in his power just to kind of be able to work independently. And he's done so successfully time and time again. And that's the problem. The real issue is that's the problem. He can work outside of the so called chosen opposed group, oppressed group. And there is no oppression. They are the ones that do the oppressing. They are seen to be the ones that have been the executioners, as we are currently seeing right now. The conflict in Iran is not ironic to you that Pepsi, PayPal, Diageo would have a problem with Kanye West being able to have a concert that is selling out. There's crazy turnout for his concert. There is still a demand to see someone like him on stage. And the only thing that they can do about it is the fact that they can take away sponsorships. They can try to make it uncomfortable for other companies to want to work with him. So now they've canceled the festival. Like, I don't even know what to tell people at this point. Like, y'all spend your time and energy on the wrong shit all the time. And it's so obvious that a lot of you are denser than you come off. because you should be supporting someone like this, regardless of whatever your personal opinions are about them. I don't agree with everything that he says because a lot of the things that he says end up being clipped into sound bites that don't express the true context of what he was trying to get at the first place. Okay. And he's also someone who may have some cognitive issues with being able to slow down his thoughts and articulate a certain point. So he even said in this, like almost a year and a half ago, he said that that was something that he had to learn how to do. He had to learn how to calm down enough so that he doesn't threaten threaten people and their ideals, and like threaten, um make the person feel it's just, I cannot believe this. There are other important things to do than worry about what Kanye West is doing on stage. Like that's kind of like the biggest issue. My biggest issue in this whole situation is like, why are we trying to, we nothing. Why is anybody trying to stop something like this? This man sat on an interview holding a net and a bottle of Yahoo, and nobody got it. Netanyahu, nobody got it. Nobody got it then, and nobody got it now. It's crazy to me. Like, it's crazy. He has been literally on an activist campaign this whole time, and it doesn't turn off. This is not somebody who lives his life outside of his celebrity in a certain way that doesn't reflect who he is on the inside. That's a rare quality that these celebrities do not have. So the fact that there is still a collective that is being performative in the comments talking about who would go to this. Like, I just saw this dumb lady. First of all, she's someone who I actually like. I actually like watching her content, but she really threw me off the other day with her little it wasn't even a full analysis. Like, that's the other thing too. It's like these comments don't even, they're not even well thought out comments. These are things that are said by people who are just going based off of the surface level impression that they're getting about something that's going on. Bo Jarrett, or Bo, whoever the heck, I don't remember. She has kind of like strawberry blonde features, and you've seen her before. She always does her shit in the car. She's got like freckles, whatever. She's a nice lady. However, the other day she posted something about Kanye West and North, him bringing North on stage. And the first, she did two posts. The first post said, Beyonce is showing this to Blue Ivy right now. And it was supposed to, I guess, be a dig to Northwest performance because it is alternative and very abstract. A lot of people do not even support the idea that she may want to go into music. Let alone, let's just forget about the fact that the girl is like, what, 13, 14 years old. So the fact that people have an issue with him bringing his own daughter on stage when we already know what that looks like as far as him being able to be present or not. And that's one of the ways that they connect. And there are women in these comments talking about, oh my God, like trying to almost start a beef between Blue Ivy and North as if it exists, and then trying to tear her down as a child, which I was just completely baffled by. And this is all because you don't understand something. You've chosen to opt out of understanding something, and you are being blinded by the headlines that you kept seeing. And it's so crazy because currently right now we're seeing a situation where our government is finally fed up with a lot of things that are going on, right? However, we're also being called to see, we're called to kind of like look closely at our mainstream media right now. And a lot of people are talking about how the alternative media platforms are actually turning back into the mainstream because they are being funded by certain groups like APAC and other people who have certain ideologies. So there's a discrepancy in the integrity of how journalists um, conduct their investigations. And there's this whole conversation around fake news and, soundbite headlines. So Nobody can reflect back to that time when Kanye West was going on that tour and everybody had something to say about him, but nobody was going back and watching the interviews. Okay. So you were taking your news as face value from TMZ or whoever else was presenting these things as true facts, as if to say that he hates Jewish people and he's anti-Semitic. None of that happened. None of that happened. And it did happen. Let me take that back. It didn't happen in the way that you thought. This is somebody who's kind of like been using, like I said, his life as an art form. So you have to see things and look at it with a discerning eye. But a lot of you do not have discernment. That is obvious. A lot of you do not have discernment. So you couldn't see the irony in him saying that I can put the swastika on my shirt and I can say certain things about Jewish people and Adidas wouldn't Adidas won't drop me. He was poking the bear on purpose and y'all still didn't get it. You didn't get it. You didn't understand that he was actually showing how you can be so blatantly, ridiculously hateful towards a group and certain things won't be done to you or will be done to you depending on what side of the fence you are on. And he also proved that they will do everything to create to kind of like create this campaign against you in order to destroy your opinions. Hate speech and opinions are two different things. That's something that a lot of people want to take, you know, they want to be conveniently wounded by things that don't even affect them. It's like the people who are trying to cancel Kanye West right now again for the 100,000th time are in these comments of these videos talking about this shit and saying it as if it affects them. Does it affect you that he said that he would like to wear a swastika? Anyway, I have to go because this is just going to piss me off. But I just want to say that this is all a stage. Just something that y'all need to remember. The world is a stage. These people that you think are celebrities, these are people who have a role to play. And Kanye West has been consistently playing that role. You've just seen it in different forms, and your brain couldn't catch up to the ideas that he was trying to implant. So, for that, I say do your homework. I don't know, take some deep breaths and try to clear your mind from all the fog and nano fucking tech that is probably being inhaled on a daily basis. I just need y'all to do better. Okay? Love you. Bye.